Hey guys, it's Arron, apparently not engaged to Spider-Man 2 Turner here. I say apparently not because that video currently cannot be seen at the time of me recording this video. So today I wanted to do an update video. I usually do these update videos going into the new year, and this video was originally supposed to be on December 31st, but there was some complications, folks. Basically, like I do every year, I was planning on making an update video, but I'll get into it, but I was dealing with some issues with the Spider-Man 2 review, and it did not put me in a good mood, let's just say that. Ultimately, I just decided to postpone the update video for later on, because I didn't want to end the year with a video like that, because I think, it would have came across in the video that I wasn't really that happy, and yeah, what fun would it be to end the year with a video like that? So I'm doing it now. I'm hoping that a lot of the issues have been cleared up, at least for now. I'm gonna get right into it. There's a few things that I want to go over. The first is the elephant in the room, of course. What the fuck is going on with my Spider-Man 2 review? I've been asking myself that same question. This was back in December. I finished my Spider-Man 2 review. It was a little late, wanted to get out by Friday, missed Friday, but whatever. I was planning on uploading it the following Monday after that. And it was going good. Or so I thought. I uploaded the video, it immediately got blocked worldwide by Sony for copyright, so I was like, fuck, well, I'll try to figure out something. I did two things. I disputed the video, and I tried to re-edit the video, cutting out some of the scenes that I felt went on for a little bit too long. That did not work. Neither of those things worked. My dispute was rejected, my re-edit still got the video blocked. So I was like, okay, what can I do? The only thing I can really do is try to keep on re-editing the video. So I do multiple re-edits over the coming week, over the next week or so. I try to re-edit the video in as many ways as I can think of, and nothing was working. And I was also issuing disputes on a lot of these re-edits, and they were still getting rejected. So finally, the version which some of you actually saw, because it had 11 views before it was blocked again, was the re-edit where I put images over the majority of the review. And I finally thought, okay, finally it worked, because it was up for about a day. But it got blocked again. The dispute still didn't work, so I'm going to be issuing an appeal. Now, for those of you who don't know, an appeal is a little bit more risky, because you run the risk of getting a copyright strike if you get rejected by the claimant, by the person who claimed the video, or the company that claimed the video, whatever. But at this point, you have to understand that I was pretty much out of options. It's either, I could re-edit the video again, but with the way this video is easily getting claimed by even the smallest of clips, there's no way. I would have to re-edit the video, which would take out some of my jokes, some of my criticism, and obviously I don't want to do that, because this is a big video. Re-editing at this point would pretty much compromise and destroy the whole point of the video. So I felt like an appeal was pretty much my only option. I appealed, and as of me recording this video, I have not heard back from Sony. It's still an appeal currently. However, you're watching this video, I'm assuming it's Wednesday. As of right now, when this video goes out, my Spider-Man 2 review could be up as well. It could be public again. So if you see it on my channel, then that means Sony either accepted the appeal and it was successful and they released the claim, or they just never responded and the claim expired. If you see it, that's the case. If you do not see it on my channel, that means the claim was obviously the appeal was obviously rejected. I really don't think the appeal is going to be rejected at this point because, again, as of me recording this video, it's been almost 7 days, so I feel like if it was going to get rejected at this point, it probably already would have been rejected. So the whole point that I'm trying to make is that, you know, I've had many issues with this review. I'm hoping that this appeal will finally settle everything. Now, if for some reason this video continues to have issues, then we're all just gonna have to be patient and just, I will figure out some way to make it work. So, that's the Spider-Man 2 review. It should be public as of this video coming out, but if it's not, then fuck, I'll have to figure something out. Maybe a counter notification, I don't know. Now, what does this mean for the upcoming Spider-Man reviews? Again, if this appeal ends up working out, which I believe it will work, it's very likely that the other Spider-Man reviews will probably get copyright claimed by Sony. So, if that happens, then I'm either going to dispute or appeal them until it works, or again, re-edit the video using images like I did with Spider-Man 2. I will still be continuing the Spider-Man reviews. Now, the downside to all of this is because the Spider-Man 2 review has been such a pain in the ass and has been crawling back to bite me in the ass for the last couple weeks. As a result, it has kind of thrown my schedule out of whack, and videos that I've been wanting to do have been pushed back a little bit, like my Spider-Man 3 review. But I'm hoping that I can now focus on the Spider-Man 3 review and have it out by the end of January, is what I would have said before Marvel decided to release all of the Wonder Man episodes at the end of January as well. So this complicates things even further and is going to divide my attention now. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to get both of them out at the end of January. That's just not going to happen. Depending on how much work I have done on the Spider-Man 3 review, if I still have a lot to go, I will probably then focus on the Wonder Man review. But if I'm almost done the Spider-Man 3 review, then the Wonder Man review will be pushed back, and I'll instead focus all my time on Spider-Man 3 to get that review out first. And that kind of leads me into my next point. January and February are looking like they're going to be pretty packed in terms of my channel and, you know, reviews and other videos that I have planned. Now, with that being said, I want to get into my schedule now and basically explain what's going to be happening, if there's any changes to my schedule. So first, let's start with Monday, which is reserved for Arron Turner's game reviews. Although that's very ironic because last year, the only two episodes of Arron Turner's game reviews were not released on Monday. In fact, I think they were both released on Wednesdays. And that's because, you know, I just couldn't get it out in time for the Monday, so that's why they were uploaded after that. But in general, I do reserve Mondays for game reviews. The thing with Arron Turner's game reviews is that because these episodes are starting to become really long and there's, you know, multiple characters, and I have to make sure that I, you know, have jokes for every one of these reviews, and I make sure that I, you know, say everything that I have to say about the game, and if there's any other, like, mini reviews, like the Super Mario 3D All-Stars stuff at the end of the Super Mario Galaxy review, and, you know, editing, and also Mario is not voiced by me, so that's another factor to take in. It's just all of this stuff is getting to be a lot more difficult, and it's just gotten to the point where I can no longer guarantee Aaron Turner's game reviews for like a release schedule, and like do like every 2 weeks, or even once a month is hard. And obviously with my Spider-Man reviews, I'm trying to do them once in a month, and I'm already fucking up. So there's that. Here's the thing with Aaron Turner's game reviews. Yes, I'm still going to be trying to make episodes, and Battle of the Mascots Part 3 will hopefully be released this year. Although, if it does get released this year, it will most likely be in the latter half of 2026, because with my current schedule and all the MCU shit and Spider-Man reviews and other things that I'll talk about in a bit, there's just no way I can possibly work on Aaron Turner's game reviews right now. So that's going to have to be postponed for now. Now, quickly, I just want to say that another type of video I do from time to time are anniversary videos, where I look at a item or like a specific kind of release of a video game, a movie, comic book, whatever, and I just kind of discuss my thoughts on it and my history with it. I like doing those videos, so that's going to continue. Anniversary videos, because they are uploaded on the anniversary of whatever I'm talking about. Obviously, they don't have a set, release, like specific day that they're released. It's whatever day the anniversary falls on. It's just that last year, all of the anniversary stuff I was talking about happened to land on a Monday every single time. So yeah, I don't do that on purpose. It's just the way it happens. Now moving on to Wednesdays, which are reserved for basically anything that doesn't fit into Monday or Friday. Mondays being game reviews, Fridays being TV show / movie reviews. So Wednesday is basically everything else, hence why this is uploaded on a Wednesday. And also book reviews, which, speaking of that, my annual book ranking video, it's gonna have to be delayed, folks. Now, this is not a case of the Spider-Man 2 review, which, I mean, that certainly didn't help matters, but just in 2025 in general, I just have not had a lot of time to read the books this year. I've just been, it's Aaron Turner's game reviews and my Spider-Man reviews, like the Spider-Man 1 review too. All of it just kept me preoccupied, and I have not had much time to read the books. Yeah, the annual book ranking video will most likely be in February at the latest, I'm hoping. I still have not read all the books. I'm currently trying to catch up, so hopefully that video will be up as soon as I can have it ready and I have read all the books. Now, I might have other types of videos that could fit into that Wednesday slot. Not going to say what it is yet, but it's just something that I've had in the back of my head for a while. So yeah, potentially other types of videos for Wednesday. And now moving on to Friday, TV show / movie reviews. In terms of the types of movie reviews and stuff that I usually do, not much is changing. You guys know if it's a new release, then I'm just going to be talking in front of a camera and using pictures, and if it's an older release, then I'll just be talking over footage, as long as I don't get fucked by copyright claims. And yeah, of course, the Spider-Man reviews I've already talked about will continue. However, regarding movie and TV show reviews, I do want to say that I do have plans to slowly start branching out in terms of my reviews. I want to start reviewing certain franchises and stuff that is not just MCU and Marvel, because I know that is the majority of my reviews are MCU and Marvel, and I kind of want to branch out a bit. Now, an example of movies that I want to start reviewing, this might seem obvious, but the Mario and Sonic movies. I really want to start reviewing those, even though I know I'm kind of late with these movies because they're kind of starting to get old. But I do want to start reviewing the Illumination animated Mario movies as well as the live action Sonic movies with Paramount. The Super Mario Galaxy movie is coming out in April, so I honestly might review that. I want to review that. And if I do, I will make sure that I review the first movie before that. If I do review the live action Sonic movies, that'll probably be not for a while, but it is something that I plan on doing at some point. The Mario reviews, though, will probably be happening soon because of the new movie coming out in April, like I said. So that's something to look out for. Also, I may or may not start reviewing Pixar movies because that is another, it's, even though it's not a franchise, it's a animation studio, but I do watch Pixar movies when they come out. Well, not when they come out, but I try to keep up with them. I've watched almost all of them. So Pixar movies, that's another possibility for me to review at some point in the future. I don't know if that's going to be happening soon or, later in the year. I don't know, but yeah. Some of you may know that I am a huge Halloween fan. If you look behind me, that's obvious. But yeah, I've reviewed all the Halloween movies, and I have been having thoughts about getting into other horror franchises and potentially reviewing them. A lot of the big ones like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream. I watched the first Scream movie last year for the first time in a long time, and I actually enjoyed it. So yeah, I want to maybe start reviewing other horror franchises. Now, again, with my schedule for the first half of 2026, it's not going to happen. So if I do start reviewing horror movies, that will likely be in the latter half of the year. And the last specific franchise that I want to mention that I might start reviewing, and keep in mind, out of all the things I've mentioned, this is like the most maybe, because this is not a guarantee, but I review Marvel. I may start reviewing DC in the future at some point. And I say that's a maybe because the thing with DC is that because they're not owned by Disney, it's Warner Brothers, I guess Netflix now, because Netflix bought Warner Brothers, so, whatever. But the thing is, because DC is a whole nother studio, I will not always have easy access to DC movies. I've actually not seen most of the DC movies, so if I do start reviewing them, I would have to, find some way to watch them. Out of all the things I've mentioned, this is the least likely to happen, but it is something that I would be open to reviewing. And in terms of specific franchises, that's all I really wanted to mention. Could be other potential franchises that I may or may not start reviewing in the future, but those are just the ones I wanted to mention. And finally, the last thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is that I'm announcing a new segment for my channel, a new type of video. These videos in question are Arron Turner's Raw reviews. Now, to put it in the simplest terms, Raw reviews are basically going to be the opposite of Arron Turner's game reviews. If Arron Turner's game reviews is the content that I put the most amount of effort into, then Raw reviews are going to be the opposite. There's going to be not very much effort put into it. With the name Raw, it means that these reviews will not be cooked fully, meaning that these are not going to be like all my other reviews where I go in depth or I talk for over an hour. These are going to be short, condensed reviews, basically where I give my brief, summed up thoughts on a movie, TV show, video game, book, comic book, whatever, basically anything that I review on my channel, but in a short, condensed, summed up review. I've been thinking about doing this for a while, and I figured with the new year, now would be a good time to start. I feel like with these raw reviews, it will also give me an opportunity to review things that I wouldn't normally review. Stuff like comic books, like I mentioned. I have plans to review some Spider-Man comics in the future with these raw reviews. This could also be a way that I could bring back book reviews, which I haven't done, single book reviews in a long time. So there's that. I want to use this as an opportunity to, like I said, review things that I wouldn't normally review, or I can do it in a short way where, I don't have to say much about it. Or I could do it in a way where it is something that I would normally review, but I don't have a lot of time to review it at that time, and so I do almost like a temporary review of whatever it is, and then later on down the road I could do a more in-depth review once I have time. So like, for example, if it's like a new movie or something that just came out, and I can give you my quick summed up thoughts in a raw review, and then later on down the road give you a regular review of it. And like I said, since these raw reviews are going to be short, condensed, I want to aim for 5 minutes or less with these reviews. Of course, knowing me, there is going to be times where I go over 5 minutes, but generally 5 minutes or less is what I'm aiming for. And finally, because these raw reviews don't fit in with Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, since they are open to any type of review, I'm going to be reserving raw reviews for Saturdays, because it also fits with the whole theme of like not putting a lot of effort in, lazy reviews. So Saturday, it fits with the theme. And those are all the updates that I wanted to talk about in this video. So again, just a quick recap of the schedule. Mondays, Aaron Turner's game reviews probably won't start until the latter half of the year. Wednesdays will be anything that doesn't fit into Monday or Friday, or is not a raw review. And then you have Fridays, TV show and movie reviews will continue the same, and could potentially I will potentially start adding some variety other than just Marvel and Spider-Man. And Saturdays, of course, Aaron Turner's raw reviews. So there you go. So here's to hope that everything is going to work out, and that this year will be the start of a new era for my channel. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good night.